Let me talk to you about business credit without personal guarantee. How to get a high limit, no personal guarantee, business line of credit. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about business credit without personal guarantee, and more specifically, how to get a high limit, no personal guarantee business line of credit. Okay, this could be EIN only or without EIN. So the first thing you need to do is banking. You need to start with an institution you bank with at the moment, okay? Let's talk about money. Where do you park your money right now? I'm speaking about your business money, okay? Your cash flows. Where are your business liquidity? Where is your business liquidity? This is important. Do you have it at a bank, at a regional bank, at a community bank, at a credit union, at a local credit union, at a national credit union? So this is important. So if you're trying to get a high limit, no personal guarantee business line of credit, start where they know you. Start where they know your capabilities in terms of cash flow. The second thing you need to do is you need to establish a strong multi-product relationship with a bank or credit union. I'm not talking about just having one checking account. I'm speaking about having a checking account, a savings account, an investment account, and an IRA. You need to actually have several accounts with the institution, all right? And those have to be deposit accounts. I'm not speaking about debt accounts, liability accounts. No, it doesn't count. So the third thing you need to do is you need to get services for your company if needed. In other words, you want to buy from the bank or the credit union some operational services that your business needs so that you can establish a stronger relationship with the bank or credit union. The whole idea is to be known by the bank or the credit union. The whole idea is to establish multiple data points of contacts with the institution. That way they know you, you know them. So when I'm speaking about services, a lot of banks and credit unions offer payroll services, cash management services, merchant payment processing, treasury services. So those are services that a small business might need. So if your business needs that, you might want to talk to your bank about it. And the bottom line here is you need to have a dedicated relationship manager. You want folks to know you. You want to know the relationship manager you want to call that person on a first name basis. Your business must be known. So if your goal is to get a high limit, no personal guarantee business line of credit, the very first step is to establish a stronger relationship with your bank. The second step is to figure out the eligibility. So when we talk about business line of credit with EIN or without EIN, there are certain eligibility criteria you need to know. You need to understand that. First of all, the personal credit score. So if you decide to go the non-EIN route, you might have to you will need rather to have your personal credit pulled. Okay, so what is the bare minimum when we speak about FICO score for business line of credit? Based on our research, 550, 500. Okay, and the thing here is that at that score you can still get an unsecured business line of credit, but the limit would not be too much. In other words, you might be getting like 20 grand or 30 grand or 50 grand, depending on the performance of your business, but you will never get like 100 grand or even more than that. So it's important to take care of your personal credit score. The second criterion that banks and credit unions ask for, your annual revenue. And in most cases, they want you to have a minimum revenue of, let's say, $60,000 to $120,000 a year. That's gross income. So we're speaking here about a minimum revenue amount of $5,000 all the way to $10,000. Okay, so those are things, and they might also want you to provide your financial statements. We're speaking about your balance sheet, your profit and loss statements. You might have to provide your statement of cash flows and your statement of owner's equity. In some cases, they will want you to provide your bank statements also, and business and personal tax returns. And some institutions want you to be in business for a certain number of years, but if you're lucky, you might have an institution that will accept you even as a startup. So you've been in business for 6 months, and they're fine with that. So, and in some cases, you might have to provide collateral. So I'm just telling you all the criteria you have to submit to be eligible for the line of credit. Okay. And big decision time. I want you to talk to me right now about your current debt schedule. Does your business have debt at the moment? If yes, you better pay attention, because the lender might want to see your current debt schedule, all the obligations that you currently have. So you have to prepare a statement called the current debt schedule that shows all the lenders that you owe money to. And this is very important, because if you're trying to get a high limit business line of credit without personal guarantee, you better make sure that you reduce the amount of debt you currently have at the business level. Very important. Step number 3, let's talk about legality. This is quintessential, folks. This is the foundation of your business. You need to get legit. Okay, I don't care if you are running a side gig, this is really fine. But if your goal is to get a high limit, no personal guarantee business line of credit, it's important to incorporate. It's important to become a business. You can incorporate, you can become an S Corp or C Corp, or you can become an LC, LP, all that kind of stuff. The bottom line is, I want you to get away from your sole proprietorship and transform that entity into a company. Okay? If you don't do this, you will never get a business line of credit without personal guarantee. Because if you have a sole proprietorship, you are in essence mixing your personal affairs with your business affairs. And if your goal is to actually separate those two, divorce your business's affairs from your personal affairs, then you better have a company. Okay? And you also need to think about getting an EIN. So your employer identification number. It's not a long thing. You can do it online. It takes 5-10 minutes, and then you have to wait a few days for the IRS to respond to you. So those are things you need to pay attention to. Okay. And in terms of, you also need to create a business checking accounts. So business checking account, business savings account. In other words, you need to surround the business with all the legal criteria that will make an independent observer look at the business and say, you know what, this is a real business. Okay. Think about the business entity type. I've already said it: LLC, C Corp, S Corp, all those things. And because that registration happens at the state level. Okay. And you also want to think about business licenses and permits and other legal documents and agreements. So my point here is that, listen, everybody starts a business working from home. They have a dream, all right? And you are probably making a few $100 here, and then you start making thousands of dollars, and then it's time to get serious. And when it's time to get serious, you need to really do a lot of legal things. You need to comply with the law, not only at the state level, but also at the federal level. And that implies, for example, if you hire employees, you need to actually declare the employees. You need to report them to the state and federal agencies, and you need to pay payroll taxes on those employees. And so this is important. This is becoming very serious, and this will help you actually have an established business. Then when it comes time to getting a loan, a high limit business line of credit without personal guarantee will get approved. Step number 4, you need to have planning. So when I speak about planning, I'm talking about a business plan. Honestly, this is the quintessential element. A lot of folks are surprised. They are flabbergasted when we speak about business plan. When we speak about business plan in conjunction with business credit. Well, guess what? A business plan tells the lender, tells the investor, tells anybody looking at your business what your plans are, where you have been in the past, where you currently are, and what your plans are for the future. This is why this is an important document that you need to pay attention to. Okay. So when we talk about a business plan, Besides sharing your business objectives and goals with the lender, you also help the lender understand your business. Okay, you can explain your current financials and future projections. You can persuade investors and lenders to help fund your business. Okay, so this is important. We're not speaking here about just going on the internet and just downloading a template and trying to customize the template based on the numbers and based on your industry. No, 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 no. If you're doing this right now, are you currently doing that? Are you doing that? Talk to me, because if you are doing it, I'm just going to tell you right away, you want to stop that. You want to follow another path. You need to either, if you have a knack for writing business literature, just write a business plan yourself. If not, you can either have a software that will help you DIY the business plan. You can hire someone. You can hire someone online, or you can hire someone in your area to write the business plan for you. This is important. Do not play with that, okay? Don't, because if you are trying to get a high limit, no personal guarantee business line of credit, you better invest some money in having a compelling business plan. So when I speak about some money, I'm speaking about $200, okay, $150, $200. You want to have a solid business plan with the actual and or projected financial data. Very important. So I'm speaking about important parts of a business plan. So you got to have an executive summary, your business opportunity, so the total available market, your segmented addressable market, your share of the market, your company's current financials, your current and future loan requirements, a description of how you use the funds, right, once you get approved for the business line of credit, your current or future loan repayment plans. You want to talk a little bit about your team, and if there's extra data you want to share in the appendix, you can actually do that, okay? So you really want to provide as much information as possible. Step number 5, folks. We are still having a step-by-step on getting business credit without personal guarantee, how to get a high limit business line of credit without a personal guarantee. The fifth thing you need to do is to focus. Focusing is very important. Why? Because as you're looking for a business line of credit, don't waste your energy. Don't squander your energy looking for a business loan, looking for a business credit card, looking for a business equipment financing. What I'm trying to say is, if you have the resources and the team for it, go for it. But if you are one person or two people or three persons entity at the moment, you need to focus and do things step by step. All right, it's important. Now, besides the business plan, which tells the lender your visions, you want to tell the bank or credit union specifically, and I really insist here, specifically why you need the money, how you are going to use it in terms of draw frequency, and most importantly, how the funds will help you make more money, okay? And it's not about just asking a high limit. First of all, let's just talk about high limit. What does that mean? A high limit line of credit. High limit, in our view, means that you are getting somewhere from $50,000 and above. See, 50 grand minimum, that's a high limit. In some industries, 75,000 might be high limits. It all depends on the size of your business. But it's important to basically tell them why you need the money, what you're going to use the money for, and how the money is going to help you generate more revenue. Because at the end of the day, one thing I want to tell you right off the bat, it's very important to understand that the lender, the business, your bank or your credit union doesn't give a about all the goals and all the objectives you have. They care about your liquidity. They give a about your liquidity, your cash flows, your cash inflows, your cash outflows. Because at the end of the day, a business line of credit is a credit product, right? So they want to be repaid. So as you're explaining those things to the business, to a lender, please keep it brief, okay? You want to use easily understood language, small sentences and paragraphs, and do not assume that your lender will know your business as well as you do. No, They are trying to help you. They're trying to understand your business. They're trying to work with you. So please, and also keep it customized. Okay, you can, depending on the audience, you want to keep things customized. Big decision time. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about that right now? Do you have a business plan? Do you have a short pitch that explains your business, that explains how much money you need, what you're going to use the money for, how the money is going to help you make more money? Have you thought about it? Do you currently have it? Talk to me. Talk to me about it. If you don't, I want you to start taking notes, because you're going to need to have something like this. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Certificate Show. We are still having a conversation about business credit without personal guarantee, how to get a high limit business line of credit with no personal guarantee. And step number 6, this is a quintessential step also. You want to pay attention to credit scores. And by credit scores, I'm talking about credit score at the personal level and your business credit score as well. Okay, you want to check those two, and you want to work on improving them simultaneously. This is important. So basically, when we talk about business credit, we are speaking about the creditworthiness of your business as reported by Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, SBFE, LexisNexis, and so on and so forth. Okay, and when we speak about your personal credit, we are speaking about your creditworthiness and credit history as reported by TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Okay, so there's a difference there. And if you're trying to get a business funding arrangement with no personal guarantee, as I've said before, you want to completely shift away from a sole proprietorship to a business entity. So we want to pay attention to your business credit. If you don't have a business credit at the moment, you want to start establishing it. You want to start getting net 30 vendors. You want to start getting, you want to start applying for business credit cards, and you got to start small, okay? And it's important. One thing I want to say also is that when we speak about, don't forget about your business, don't forget about your personal credit. I mean, I don't care if you go EIN only or without EIN, you still need, as a matter of policy, as a matter of principle, be financially responsible at the personal level and keep your FICO score high, okay? And why do you need business credit? Well, in many cases, you will not be able to complete business transactions if your business doesn't have credit. So lenders will use a business's credit history when figuring out whether or not to loan the business money. Okay, so you also need credit in order to get business insurance. This is important. Nobody talks about that. People talk about, well, I need business credit, but for what? You need business credit for insurance also. You need business credit. You need business credit to be able to sign leases. Okay, and one thing I want to say is that you will not be able to buy goods or services for your business without access to credit. And for some government contracts, you need to have an EIN anyway. Okay. And there are several ways to establish business credit. You can open a separate business checking accounts, apply for and use a business credit card, ask for credit terms from your vendors, apply for a very small loan, register with the business credit bureaus, select your business structure carefully, and also you want to pay attention to make sure that you don't mix personal and business credit. The last thing you need to do is, again, folks, we are having a short conversation today about how to get a high limit business line of credit with no personal guarantee, okay? And you need to choose the right line of credit. This is important. So when I really want you to pay attention to eligibility requirements, and those can vary by lender, but most minimum requirements for your business's credit, for your business line of credit include your credit score, the length of time in business, and your annual company revenue. It's important, okay? You also need to think about the line of credit amount that you are targeting. What is the funding speed that you would like to have? How fast you want the money to be accessible to you? What are the repayment terms you will be comfortable with? And what are the fees? So this is how you choose the right line of credit, by paying attention to those criteria, Okay, and once you do this, you also need to choose the right lender, right? Do you want to go for your credit union? Do you want to go for your current bank, your regional bank, your local bank, your community bank? Okay, decide how much funding you need. You want to review your credit. You want to review the criteria that the bank or credit union might ask for. You want to research and compare lenders. You can watch shows like this. We have actually covered on multiple occasions the banks that will give you a business line of credit, the alternative lenders that will also take care of you, the online lenders, the credit unions. Okay, you want to gather required documents, and once you are ready, you want to submit a loan application. So depending on the institution, you will need to either apply online, over the phone, or at a branch. If you have a bank, it's just better to go to a physical branch. If you have a credit union, the same thing. But if you have an online lender, basically you will need to apply online. So money, okay? Money. So it's important to choose the right line of credit, but also choose the right lender. So here are a few banks and credit unions and lenders that I want to share with you. They have wonderful business line of credits, and their business line of credit have a no PG, no personal guarantee. So we have U.S. Bank, PNC, On Deck, Navy Federal Credit Union, Lendio, Funding Circle, Fundbox, Bank of America, Blue Vine, Wells Fargo. So those are really good ones. And if you are interested, you want to check out those videos also when we covered the business line of credits. So we have the top 5 massive business lines of credit for startups and very young businesses. And then we also have the top 5 credit union business lines of credit for massive amounts and quick approval. Yeah, and only is possible. So this is it, folks. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about business credit without personal guarantee. How do you get a high limit business line of credit without personal guarantee? First, you want to pay attention to your banking. You want to pay attention to eligibility, then legality. You have to be legit, right? Planning is important also in terms of business planning. And you want to sharpen your focus. You want to take care of your credit scores, personally and individually. I mean, personally and business-wise, okay? And pay attention also to the right lender. So choose the right lender and choose the right line of credit. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll see you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.